Listen to me carefully, because this is gonna sting, but it will also set you free forever. Stop chasing people. Stop begging them to stay. Stop breaking your own heart trying to fix what was never meant for you. Why? Because you were not born to impress people who can't even see your worth. You were not born to shrink, to fit into someone's small idea of love, respect, or friendship. You were born to focus on you, on your mind, your dreams, your body, your soul. Do you know the secret that no one tells you? The more you focus on yourself, the more they want you. Yes, the world notices the woman who walks away gracefully, unapologetically, fiercely. A woman who is not begging for attention becomes the center of attention. The moment you stop waiting for their call, they call. The moment you stop checking your phone, they text. The moment you stop proving your worth, they start realizing it. But here's the twist. By then, you are so busy building yourself, so full of your own joy, your own life, you won't even care anymore. This is the real power. This is the fire they can't handle. So darling, focus on yourself. Let them go. Because when you glow, the right ones will find you, and the wrong ones will regret ever losing you. Self-focus is not selfish. It's sacred. It's the moment you stop seeking validation from the outside and start honoring the empire that already exists within you. You know what's magnetic? A woman who minds her business glows differently and builds herself quietly. There's something about her that makes people pause, mid-sentence, mid-screen, mid-life, because her energy speaks before she does. And here's the twist. She's not doing it for anyone. She's doing it for herself. Look around. Have you ever noticed how the people who are constantly trying to please others often feel the most drained? The girl who's always available, always saying yes, always putting herself last, she burns out first. But the woman who says, no, I need this time for me, is often the one glowing with energy. That's not coincidence. That's self-focus. She's not waiting for the world to choose her. She's already chosen herself. Think about this. You go to the gym, not for them to see your body, but for you to feel your strength. You read that book not to impress, but to elevate your mind. You eat healthy, journal, meditate, not because it looks good online, but because it feels good within. Every little habit you commit to in silence is a thread weaving your power. And suddenly, they all look at you and wonder, what's changed? It's simple. You've turned inward. In school, remember the quiet girl who didn't try to be popular? She focused on her work, on her peace. And now years later, she's the one running her own business, living a life that people only dream about. Why? Because she didn't waste her energy proving. She invested it in improving. When you choose to invest in your personal growth over pleasing people, your future self will thank you with a life beyond imagination. Let's take another example. Social media. You ever noticed how people who constantly post about their relationships, their status, their drama, they rarely seem happy? Now look at someone who barely shares, who lives privately, focuses on her career, her routines, her family. She radiates a different kind of peace. She doesn't need to scream because her presence whispers power. That's the magnetic field of self-focus. People feel it even in your silence, even in love. Oh, especially in love. The girl who chases, who texts first every time, who waits by the phone, she becomes predictable. But the girl who says, if he doesn't choose me, I'll still choose myself, is the one they can't forget. Why? Because she's not begging to be seen. She already sees herself. That's the real glow up. When you no longer crave attention, you become the one that gets it effortlessly. It's not about isolating yourself from the world. It's about centering yourself within the world. You can still be kind, loving, generous, but now you're pouring from a full cup. You're giving from overflow, not emptiness. And that changes everything. People treat you differently. Opportunities find you. Peace surrounds you. Self-focus is the ultimate comeback. When you're tired of proving, tired of explaining, tired of fixing others, turn the mirror inward. Work on your skin, your peace, your dreams, your finances, your glow, and soon the same people who once ignored your presence will feel disturbed by your absence. That's the kind of power no words can manufacture. Only self-focus can. Letting go is not weakness. It is silent, fierce, unshakable power. The world has taught you that holding on shows strength, but it is letting go that shows real courage. The ability to walk away without noise, without drama, without explanation. That is rare, and rare things always hold the most value. When you let go, you are not giving up. You are leveling up. You are telling life, I deserve more than this confusion, this delay, this half-hearted presence. Look around in daily life. The strongest people you know are the ones who released what no longer served them. The woman who left that job after years of disrespect. The friend who stopped texting back when the energy wasn't matched. The girl who unfollowed quietly, who stopped chasing, who stopped waiting for closure. These are not the broken ones. These are the dangerous ones. Because they discovered that their peace is more precious than someone else's inconsistent love. Have you seen a tree in autumn? It lets go of its leaves without fear, knowing that spring will bring new life. The tree does not cling. The tree does not beg the leaves to stay. Nature understands what humans forget. Nothing new can grow if you do not release the old. And in life it is the same. The job you hate, the friendship that drains you, the man who keeps breaking promises. The moment you let go, space is created for something bigger, something worthy. A girl once waited 3 years for her best friend to start respecting her time, her dreams. She gave until she had nothing left but resentment. The day she walked away, something magical happened. She slept better. She smiled more. New people appeared. Fresh energy entered. Doors opened. Why? Because she dared to let go of dead weight. And when you remove what burdens you, you rise. Always. Even relationships teach this lesson. You cling to him because you're afraid to start again. You fear the silence. You fear the unknown. But silence is not the enemy. It is the birthplace of strength. When you stop answering his late night text, when you stop explaining your worth, when you stop waiting for him to choose you, you're not being cold. You're being wise. Because love should not be a battlefield where you fight to be seen. Letting go is your victory dance. Notice how your body feels when you finally release what you've been forcing. Relief, lightness, freedom. Like the moment you clean out an old closet and suddenly have space to breathe, to dream, to move. Life works the same way. You cannot receive new blessings with hands full of old baggage. You cannot meet the right people when your time is wasted on the wrong ones. A famous actress once said she lost her biggest film deal and thought her career was over. But months later, the opportunity of a lifetime knocked. She said, if I had begged to stay in that old role, I would have missed my breakthrough. This is life's secret. Rejection is not the end. It is redirection. And only those who let go can be guided to greater. Even in friendships, you know that one person who only calls when they need something? The friend who drains your joy, your energy, your confidence. The moment you stop replying, stop showing up, stop saving them, your life blooms. Your peace grows. Your days fill with real connections. Because letting go is not losing a friend. It's making room for real ones. And it is the same with dreams that no longer fit. You wanted that career, that plan, that path, but life closed the door. Good. Because maybe you are meant for more. Maybe that rejection was protection. But you'll never know unless you release the grip. Only empty hands can catch something new. Only free hearts can fall in love again. Only quiet minds can hear destiny whisper. Confidence is the loudest language you can ever speak. And yet it requires no words. You can enter a room without saying a single sentence and still shift the energy. Still make heads turn. Still be felt. Why? Because confidence radiates from within. It is in your walk, your eyes, your posture, your calm silence. When you truly believe in yourself, you don't need to prove it to anyone. The world just feels it. They sense the woman who doesn't beg, who doesn't explain, who doesn't seek permission to be who she is. Think of the woman who enters a meeting room, dressed simply, no flashy brand labels, no exaggerated makeup, but she sits straight, looks everyone in the eye, and smiles like she owns the world. Everyone leans in, everyone listens. She hasn't even spoken, but her energy has. This is the magic of true confidence. It doesn't shout, it doesn't chase attention. It pulls attention in, without effort. On the street, have you noticed the difference between someone walking fast with their head down, avoiding every glance, versus the one who walks slow, shoulders relaxed, eyes forward, fully present? One of them is surviving, the other is thriving. And confidence is the difference. The woman who carries herself like she belongs, even in the most unfamiliar room, is the one who will own that space sooner or later. Social media teaches this lesson every day. The ones who post endless selfies, who write long captions begging for validation, they are loud but not confident. The ones who post rarely, who share their thoughts fearlessly, who do not care for likes or followers, they are the ones people watch the closest. Why? Because their confidence speaks when they are silent. They do not need applause to feel worthy. They are the applause. A mother who walks into her child's school with calm grace, standing in a room full of noisy opinions and judgments, holding her truth, knowing who she is, that's confidence. She doesn't need to argue. She doesn't need to prove her parenting. Her certainty, her inner peace is her power. And the world feels it. The teachers, the parents, even the strangers can't help but respect the quiet dignity she carries. Even in relationships, confidence changes the game. The girl who needs constant texting, reassurance, and attention becomes predictable. But the woman who says, I know my worth, whether you call or not, she becomes unforgettable. She does not fear silence. She does not fear being alone. Her solitude is sacred, not empty. That scares insecure people, but it attracts real ones. The ones who value depth, strength, mystery. In the workplace, who gets noticed first? Not the one who speaks the most, but the one who speaks with certainty. Not the one who interrupts, but the one who listens, waits, and then delivers one clear, sharp sentence that changes the whole conversation. Confidence is not noise. It's impact. It's the quiet moment that makes everyone pause, because they know you mean what you say. Even when you fail, confidence shines. A confident person fails with grace. She says, I lost, but I am not a loser. I fell, but I rise higher. She does not beg for pity. She does not shrink in defeat. And the world watches her, secretly wishing they could carry that much strength, that much peace, even in storms. A famous designer once shared that the most powerful models are not the prettiest, they are the most confident. The ones who walk the runway as if the world belongs to them. The ones who don't doubt their beauty, their uniqueness. And because they believe it, so does everyone watching. Even in silence, confidence echoes. It fills the air, the room, the hearts of people around. No need to announce it, no need to post it, no need to prove it. Confidence is the sound you hear when a powerful soul simply exists. What you chase runs away. This is the hidden law of life no one teaches you in school. The more desperately you reach for something, whether it's love, success, attention, or validation, the more it slips from your grasp. It's like chasing a butterfly in a field. The faster you run after it, the faster it flutters away. But the moment you sit still, calmly, in your peace, the butterfly returns and rests on your shoulder. This is the mystery of attraction. You receive when you no longer crave. Think about relationships. The man you beg to stay, the one you keep texting, calling, explaining your worth to, he pulls away, loses interest, becomes distant. Why? Because neediness suffocates desire. People want what they cannot fully have. The woman who stops chasing and starts glowing alone becomes a magnet. Suddenly he wonders where she went, why she's silent, why she's smiling without him. Because the moment you stop proving your value, they finally see it. Even success runs away from the desperate. The job interview you stress over, where you over-prepare, overthink every word, you stumble. But the interview where you walk in relaxed, knowing you deserve the room, where you speak from calm confidence, that's when they lean forward and listen. Because they can feel you are not desperate to be chosen. You are already complete with or without their offer. And that power makes you irresistible. Look at friendships. You know that friend who never values your time, who ignores your calls, who only reaches out when they need something. The more you chase them, the less they respect you. But the moment you stop texting first, stop showing up uninvited, stop caring so much, they suddenly wonder where you went. They start chasing you. Because what is always available is rarely valued.